And hey everybody, it's Dave.
And Dave.
And together we are
Twin Linked.
Bam! Okay, Dave, so we've been gone for just a little bit. There's been some Papa Nurgle rolling around, right?
Something disgustingly resilient.
A few infections that would not go away.
I might have caught typhus.
I always, we are in the early cold and flu season, as you know, here out west. We've had finally some weather changes out in California, which have a negative effect upon some folks' more sensitive constitutions.
Well, I'm not that sensitive, Dave. I'm a well-oiled machine, and when the machine breaks down, we break down. So, and as you may recall, last year I wound up with pneumonia.
Yes, I do recall that.
So I'm not taking any chances.
Smart.
Went in to see my doctor, Dr. Glass. Not Dr. Glass from Unbreakable, but the same name, which I like to think about.
Has he seen the movie?
I don't know if she has. She doesn't seem like the type that would. So I'll hit her up
Next time, ask her.
But I got 2 shots in my buttocks, which is where Forrest Gump got shot. He got hit in the buttocks. But anyway,
I heard that's $1 million wound, but I ain't seen a penny of it. Is that bad? That was my best Gump. I got a good Gump haircut.
It took me a while to realize what you were doing, and then I just I'm not going to stop him. But anyway, so that's why we missed. We're 3 weeks out. Today is Tuesday, November 7th.
That's right.
So we're going to get back into rhythm.
Timestamp,
November 7th.
So
take it away, Dave.
So yeah, we're going to do something a little bit different. So we're coming towards the end of the ITC season. Most of our big events out west have taken place now. And everyone's just kind of spooling up and trying to get their final positioning, if you will, getting ready for the LVO. The LVO is not that far away. It's only 3 months, right, Dave?
Which is like a quarter of a year.
Which seems like a long ways.
But it's not.
But you have, November's Thanksgiving, all that kind of good stuff. December is Christmas and all that kind of good stuff. New Year's. There's not a lot of big tournaments, GTs and majors, that take place in the months leading up between now and the ITC or
not too
LVO.
many more. We got a couple, but not too many more. I think people are the pecking order is fairly well established.
Right? It's firming up. So what we're going to try to do between now and the end of the season is we really want to focus on our top 10 players here in the West. So we're going to be talking about our top 10. We're going to be talking about their rankings, their standings, what kind of armies they're playing. And from this point forward, as we go through the rest of our year, our broadcasting year, we're going to really be watching these guys. We're going to try to line up some interviews with the top 10, talk about the armies they're playing, maybe some of the changes that are coming around. We're getting a lot of codexes still dropping here, Dave.
Yeah, so there may be changes that are coming up.
That's
and
correct.
We'll hear about that. That way we know what these guys are up to. Somebody needs to watch them. I don't trust any one of them.
Well, when you think about it, if you have a new codex coming out and you don't have something like a BAO or SoCal to go out there and really test your builds, right? Because you've got to practice, you got to build your army, you got all these strategies. Strategies are becoming the key to 8th edition, right? The stratagems codex coming out, and you have these stratagems, and you got to find how they all work and mesh together and make your army ever more powerful. And without having the big tournaments, it's really hard to go out there and judge how you're doing.
Yeah, if you're just doing it in the garage, sometimes you forget about the really important new things in your codex, which we're going to talk about later on in our show, or coming up shortly.
Coming up shortly.
A little chingasos Dave and I had, because I got my new codex.
That's right. IG, Astra Militarum, finally dropped, Dave. And, so that'll be coming up. We'll be doing the top 10 in just a little bit. First, Dave and I, we had a game ourselves right before the sickness set in. Is that correct, Dave?
That may have been what caused it. I think I caught something from typhus.
Dude, you could catch anything in that garage, let's be honest.
I caught a lot of lead, I know that.
So we'll talk about our games we played real quick. Some of the hobby things we have coming up will come up later on. We're both going to be participating in our local Hobbytown USA Smackdown. 40K Smackdown.
2 days of Smackdown fun in Fresno. Putting the Smackdown in Fresno.
Knocking.
Man, I'm going to get it on.
So we'll talk about some of our stuff. Yeah, we'll talk about some of our stuff and some of our plans. That's 2 weeks out. And we'll give you a good rundown of what we're going to try to do. And then maybe we'll be able to talk about it when we come back. But right now, Dave, let's go into our garage. Let's talk about the garage hammer a little bit. I know I got some pictures up there that Troy will be showing of our game.
I don't want to remember that game.
So first off, let's remember new ITC rules coming up, and this is going to be important for the LVO. 3-color minimum, fully based models. You know, we saw last year when it got down to GW streaming, if it wasn't good enough, GW wouldn't show it. LVO last year, we had all kinds of crazy armies. Remember, we had tree people for Eldars, and we had orcs for Mechanicus. There's all kinds of crazy stuff on the top tables. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see too much of that in
Cracking down.
Yeah, they're cracking down a little bit.
It's like they put up a wall around the ITC.
It's like GW was laying in bed and they threw back the covers. It was all nice and warm in there, and they said, "Hey, Frontline, come on in."
Trust in me.
Oh, Jungle Book?
Snakes. Remember, they are English.
They are English.
I don't think there's any malice. They're just English.
No, there's no mouse at all. You know, it is becoming a wider tournament format. I think we're really looking at seeing it go worldwide. So one of the things when you're looking at Dave's pictures back there is somebody needs to do some painting before Hobbytown USA.
Yeah. So you know what meets the 3-color minimum
What's that, Dave?
and has a great foundation?
What's that,
The
Dave?
American flag. And I think that's what GW's upset about.
Well, it's the same colors on their flag.
Back-to-back WW champions. Back-to-back World War champions, United States of America. 3-color minimum on the flag. Red, white, and blue.
Well,
Blew
all
you
right.
away.
All right, we'll
4th of
see.
July, baby.
We'll
America.
see what your IG looks like coming to Hobbytown SmackDown. But let's go back to the garage a little bit. So, Dave, you got a new codex. What did you decide to go with? What faction did you decide to go with out of that codex for your army?
Well, as you see from my models, I used they were War Games Factory great coats. And I think they look quite a bit like Steel Legion.
They do look
I
like
think
Steel
you
Legion.
could take them and you could use them, depending on how you paint them and configure them. You might even pull off Deathcore Creek. But
Oh, yeah.
with my color scheme, I definitely went with Armageddon. I got my new codex.
Right.
And Armageddon's got quite a few good things in there.
Do you remember a couple of those off the top of your head?
Well, one thing that all Ash Meltern gets is the Lehman Russ. If it only moves half its maximum distance, it gets to shoot its main gun twice.
Dos tiempos.
Not once, but twice.
That's the whole key.
1, 2. It's the whole key, and you'd think that you would remember that right away. But apparently, I think it was about turn 3 when I realized, hey, I get to shoot twice. I realized that after Dave was stomping on my tanks.
It was like turn
knocking
5.
I'm like, hey, you guys inside there. Hey, you guys get to shoot twice every round. I'm like, hey, thanks. Thanks, Chaos. Nice to know now. But I can't shoot because I'm backed up against the board. If I back off, I can't shoot. But yeah, that is a big deal.
It is a big deal.
And then for Armageddon, what they get is you see that with some other armies, their rapid fire goes out to 18 inches instead of 12.
Just like Death Guard.
Which is very good. Another rule I forgot was that anything that is AP -1 when shooting at my vehicles is AP nothing.
Oh, man.
Should have remembered that. But it's only for -1. So if you're -2, it doesn't drop it to -1, or -3 doesn't go to -2. It just negates -1, which you may have been shooting me with. I don't recall. Definitely like a heavy bolter. You're going to lose
That's
you're gonna lose your
-1.
-1. So got to remember those basic
So
things.
should we be talking more about the things you remembered versus the thing you forgot?
Okay, yeah, let's do that. So what I did, I was really focused on the stratagems.
Oh, yeah. It's the whole key.
That's why I wasn't paying
Super
attention
important.
to the other.
Right.
And what did I do? I think I started with like 11 command points, and then I bought extra relics, which cost me 3.
Right.
And one of the relics allowed me to roll every time you used a
That's
stratagem,
correct.
so I can get points back.
On a 5+, you got a stratagem point back. Is that correct?
And also I took a warlord trait out of the codex
Right.
that allows me to roll each time I use a command point.
So if
try
you
to get it
use a
back.
command point, you get a chance to get it back. If I use a command point, you have a chance to steal one back.
Yes.
And that was on what'd you have to roll for that, Dave?
5 up.
5 up.
5 up. Very good. It's
Golly, you know what? That sucks. Because I brought the Taliban as part of my IG army, right? The Taliban, yeah.
IG. You mean
Oh,
chaos.
sorry, DG.
You
Death
see,
Guard.
he wishes. See, deep down inside, they used to be IG, but then they went all ape crap, and now they're chaotic and touching each other
Just
and
drifting out
all
into
that
nowhere.
stuff. Anyway, go ahead. You brought the.
Anyways, the Taliban
Taliban.
he only gets one back. He has to roll 7. He has to roll 2 dice, and he has to get an exact 7. Now, I did get 2 points back that way, which is pretty nice.
Which is almost as much as I got back.
I don't know. You got like 5.
I think it's for chaos because those guys are gamblers. And they're like, it's like shooting dice. Come on, 7, 11. But
Lucky
the 11
7.
won't count. But the 7, you got the 7. So
Yeah.
I got quite a few back. And it is
I feel like
helpful.
you burnt maybe like 16 total command points over the course of the game. Does that sound fair?
I think that's pretty accurate.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate.
And I was trying to try those different ones. I knew I was playing against chaos. There's one that gives
Oh,
you
yeah. That Overwatch, huh? Or whatever
on
it was.
Overwatch you hit on a 5 or 6, but only against chaos.
Yeah. Lucky.
Then there's another one that gives a vehicle Overwatch at 5 or 6.
Yeah, which
that one
is
as
great
well.
if it's like a Punisher or
Yes.
the one that plasma tanks, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Lots of shots.
Plasma Cutioner, is that correct?
And they get to shoot twice. I think that's only in your round though. Is that correct? Well, it would have to be
Man, I
because
don't
it's
know.
based on the movement. What was that about Plasma Cutioner?
Well, like them shooting on a 5 or 6 is really nice. You know, just
Oh, yeah.
that's a lot of shots, right?
Yep.
And plasma too. Good against Space Marines.
Yep.
Good against monstrous creatures.
Yep.
Good against heck anything.
So I'm liking what I'm playing, and I'm building another Lehman Russ.
Uh huh. How many Lehman Russes?
So I'm going to bring
Did you
6.
have?
I had 5.
You had 5.
I'm going to bring 6.
That's thick.
Well, one thing that I wasn't aware of because I don't read the FAQs is that no longer does a commissar say shoot one guy. It's like, hey, we're good. I killed a guy. We're good.
Yes,
Now
that
it's
was
like,
a fun
kill a guy
surprise,
and
wasn't
get to
it?
yeah, that stunk. Because I usually bring. I think I had brought 6 units of infantry. Not like 'em. And I did this ridiculous thing, spending command points to combine squads so that he could shoot them up. Because I'm thinking I'm going to get to keep
So
them
sometimes it can be
stronger.
pretty good. Now,
There could be a stratagem behind it.
I was listening to one of the other type of armies, the Vostoyans, I believe they're called, and they actually have bonuses to morale, and they can work kind of like that old morale. Is that correct, Dave? Did you
I
read
don't know
that?
exactly what it is, but so I haven't paid attention to all the morale boosting options
Right.
before because of that one. That's it. That's the mojo.
Well, that's why it was so
take
good,
the
right?
commissar, Take
Too
the
good.
commissar. That's all you need. So now I'll take a look at those other things that give you bonuses to your leadership, allow you to make things a little bit better. It probably just have to try a little harder.
So yeah, it was an interesting game. I did an all infantry Death Guard army. I took the Arch Contaminator, so it increased the what is it? You reroll all plague weapons within 7 inches of the warlord, and then I gave him like the helmet of Cubic or something like that. That gives another 3 inches on top of that for his aura bubble. So I surrounded him with 4 squads of plague marines. They all had the assault blight launchers, right?
I don't
Which
like
are
those.
which are plague weapons. I had 2 units of plague zombies kind of out in front of me. I did the strategy where if you kill my normal infantry, they become plague walkers, right? Anything within 7 inches that's infantry that dies become plague walkers. So I played that out. So I felt like I didn't get to increase my poxwalkers by that much, but since I had all infantry army, they had to get across the table at least halfway so I can get that double rapid fire range. I noticed that you focused all your shooting on the poxwalkers.
Yeah, I thought I had a pretty good. So you went first.
That's correct.
I went second, obviously, if you went first. And I focused. You had 2 units of poxwalkers, and you had given one that buff where they got extra +1 strength, +1 toughness.
That's correct.
And that's nasty.
It
That's
is.
a big
With
deal.
Typhus, that gives them a 5 strength, 5 toughness. That's
So
correct.
what I did was I focused on the other one.
Right?
I was able to eliminate that unit of, what was it,
20.
20? So I felt really good about that. Then I think I started putting a dent in, I just hit a couple other things.
Yeah, scattered around a little bit. By that time, though, that one round, I was able to advance. I used the Noxious Blightbringer, they call them, to you roll 2 dice for advancing, and you take the highest. So I was able to, just one round, I was able to advance far enough I got into some cover. So then my Marines at least had a +1 to their cover save. So, you know,
Oh, I
when
didn't
they're
like that.
doing stuff like that. So
And you
it
also
helped.
had one that gave me a -1 to hit.
That's right.
That was tough. So by turn 3, you were into all my
Well, I dropped the Terminators down in the back, which is something different. I brought a 5-man squad or a 6-man squad with a Chaos Lord behind it.
I
And-
focused on them because you got them so far back.
Yes.
And that was all right. It took me at least 2 rounds before I got rid of most of them.
Yeah, it's a lot of
But you
saves.
still had those. You had like a character back there with them too.
Yes,
so
the
that made
Lord back there. Yeah, you know, they didn't do a whole lot, but they were enough of a threat that he had to shoot a lot of his army at him. And with that Cataphractii armor, that Cataphractii Terminator armor, it gives him a 4+ invul save. And then with Disgusting and Resilient, so he had to do some work to get rid of that unit. That was a challenge unit to get rid of, wouldn't you say so?
Yeah, I was thinking, you know, what really might have helped is if I had some deal where maybe I could shoot twice, then maybe I'd have done a little bit better.
Yeah, that might have helped. Anyway, so yeah, count 1 up for the Death Guard on that one, but I feel like I took advantage of your IG on that one a little bit, Dave. So hopefully we'll have at least one rematch before we go down to Hobbytown, USA.
I'm ready to rock, man.
And get some action on, right?
I'm off on Friday, Veterans Day.
Me too, but it's pretty
America.
much all family all the time on me on that one. All right, let's go into the top 10. So West Coast, like I say, it's settling out. We're starting to really see where people are at. So we're going to go from the bottom up. We're going to start with number 10, Dave, and we're going to work our way up. And we're going to talk not only about their placing on the West Coast, we're going to talk about the armies that consistently play, if they're ranked in that army in the ITC, some things like that. So we're really going to focus on these top 10 spots. So like
Laser focus.
next time we come in, we'll be talking about movement. Hopefully we'll get some interviews going with some of the folks out there. We know some of these guys that we've met at different tournaments and stuff like that. So with any luck, we'll really ramp up this talk because, Dave, I feel like we should do something. I feel like we almost need like to host a dinner in Vegas for like the West Coast top 10.
I got a bag of chicharrones in my car.
That's all they need. All right, sounds good. Something like that. I didn't say we'd pay for it, mind you.
Okay, now you're talking.
Now we're talking.
Now that's the Dave
I just
I
said
know.
we'd host it for
Like, where did
goodness
this come from?
sake. Oh, not out of my wad, I'll tell you that. All right, let's go down to 10th place.
I do like the idea, though, Dave. We'll talk about this
Off camera, behind the curtain, as they say. 10th place is Michael Snyder. Michael Snyder coming in with 492 points. Man, and I got to say, Mike must be a fantastic general because I can barely learn one army, Dave. I went in there, I was looking at Mike's history. Michael's got Eldar, Genestealer Cult, Dark Angels, and Tyranids all under his belt so far this ITC season. So he's all over the place, but yet he's still ranked 10th in the West. And that's pretty darn impressive.
So what does he play primarily?
Well, that's what I mean. Everything's like 2 here, 2 there, so on and so forth. He's not ranked officially with any of the factions. He's not in the top 3 of any of the factions. But he does play with Team Relentless D down in Southern California. And on the West Coast, that might be one of our top groups, right? One of our top, what's the word I'm looking for? Club? Yeah, one of our top clubs on the West Coast. Dojo. Nice. Where their 40K ninja skills are trained and honed.
Yeah, they're pretty much like Cobra Kai. They're the Cobra Kai of the West.
Yeah, we're more like Daniel-san in Mr. Miyagi's garage.
Oh, I wish. I'm one of those ones they didn't even name, the guys that got knocked out in the beginning.
You wanted a leg sweeper?
No.
No? All right.
I didn't even get to sweep up the gym. You know what I think about that when he's playing all those different armies? Dave?
What's that, Dave?
I think know your enemy. And I
Yeah.
think that has got to be a great strategy that he can win with those armies, that he knows what it takes to win with those armies.
Yeah, I
It's
know
that
exactly
much
what
more
you're saying,
he knows
right?
when he's playing against them.
Right. That's a super valuable point. I mean, like for example, you talk about that Overwatch versus Chaos that IG get now, right? I didn't know about that, and I took some hard hits running in on that tank
Open.
because I didn't realize that. Lost most of that squad, but hey, so great work, Mike Snyder. So hopefully he's going to the LVO and he has plans to get there. He's got some work to do though. Down at 492. We'll get to the top player in the West, but right now the top player is running at 610 points.
So you're just in the top 10. Sorry, dude. You need to get to work. So he is with, what's the team name again?
Relentless D, Dave.
Relentless D. And his last name is,
Snyder.
so we're going to call him D. Snyder.
D. Snyder.
You know what?
He's not going to
gonna
take it. Oh! That one. Didn't even
Yeah.
think of that before the show. Just
That's right.
no. All right. Coming in ninth place. Ninth place is Rich Kilton. Now, Rich is an orc player, Dave. I mean, Rich, fantastic. Everyone's talking about orcs struggling out there doing everything else, but he is in ninth place in the West. That's just fantastic work. He is 45th place in the entire universe of the ITC. Good job, Rich. And he's the second orc player in the entire universe.
So that's a big deal. We're talking about our top 10 in the West.
That's
and
right.
then we're saying, all right, top 45 in the world.
Right.
Well, that's what the LVO is.
It is.
That's when they're gonna cross paths with other top ranked people from other regions.
That's correct.
But our list, this represents the West.
This represents the West Coast. And he's playing with the Double Dutch Rudders, I think based out of Utah. Well
Strike
done,
two.
Rich.
Playing Orcs, Double Dutch Rudders, probably a Raider fan.
Out of Utah? Utah doesn't
Probably
even have
not.
a team.
Probably BYU
It,
fan.
maybe a Raider fan if they ever get to Vegas. That's pretty close. All right. Anyway, good job, Rich Kilton. Keep up the good work, man. I would love to see orcs working their way up, but I tell you, Rich, he's only 4 points above Mike Snyder. Mike can definitely move up there and kick him out of ninth and move up.
Scratching and clawing.
That's right. Let's talk about number 8. Number 8, friend of the show, Tony Myers, up out of Sacramento area, playing with the Meta Mafia. Good job, Tony, coming in number 8 in the West, 43rd in the multi-universe. Now, Tony's one of those guys. He's like Michael Schneider. He can play almost any army. He understands so much about 40K, Dave. I went through there, and first of all, he's the third best Renegade player in the entire
Did you
ITC.
say breast?
I think I did.
You're saying what's on your mind, and I'm hearing what I want to hear.
Freudian slip and a Freudian listen. But yeah, he's the third best Renegade player in the entire ITC and the second best Eldari player. The only one of our guys in the top 10 who is ranked in 2 separate factions in the top 3 of those factions. Just fantastic work, Tony. Not only that, but look at this list of everyone he plays. So I said Eldari, Space Marines, Renegades, Ultramarines. So he's just all over the place, playing all kinds of different stuff. Keep up the good work, Tony. We'd love to see you move up the ranks. Know your enemy, right? And once again, he's still got room to work. He's 499 points.
One more point gets you to 500.
But still, I mean, that's only 8 points above Mike Snyder, and so
It's a tight race.
It's a tight race down there at the bottom. Coming in seventh place is
The bottom of the top. Okay, not the bottom.
not the bottom.
The bottom of the top.
We're still in the cream of the crop here. Number 7 is Matt Evans. He is the guy I played. He played Tyranids at the BAO and just destroyed me. Good job there, Matt. And he is the number 1 Scutari Ad Mechanicus player in the entire ITC. He's number 1, first place.
What was he playing when he played you?
Tyranids.
So he didn't even beat you with his best army.
Well, yeah, I mean, it was disgusting. I had no clue what to do. I was that first Nova mission.
I'm gonna go out on a limb.
I was crushed.
I think some of these guys on this list they're gonna beat people with my armies. It's not the army. It's the
I know what
general.
you're saying. Yeah, these guys are pretty good guys. Matt is playing for the Denver Mountain Trolls. It's pretty awesome. So Denver is not even in the West, right? He travels out to the West Coast, smacks people around, infiltrates.
He trolls the West.
What do they call the Rocky Mountains, Dave?
The Rocky Mountains
Continental
Divide, the Great Divide.
crosses the Continental Divide and brings it. Good job, Matt Evans. Keep up the good
Snow
work.
blowing with his little tarp over him, trolling over the top, dragging a box of minis.
Oh, my goodness. Coming in 6th place, 23rd in the entire ITC, but 6th out here in the West, Aaron Hayden. Aaron Hayden playing with Team Relentless D again, Dave. That's 2 in the top 10 from Team Relentless D. Oh, man, they're all saying, and he is the #1 Renegades player in the entire ITC. Fantastic.
Do some Renegade research. I don't know much about him.
So Renegades is kind of like IG, like Chaos IG. It's Forge World, right? A lot of the things we see worked into some of the lists, like Earthshaker batteries and stuff like that, originally come from this list. However, Forge World is supposed to be coming out with an updated index for their stuff to transfer over into 40K. However, it was supposed to be out this month, Dave, and there's been a delay, an official delay from Forge World putting it out. So,
Shenanigans.
Will there be an update of Forge World products before LVO? Will it make it in the 30-day window?
Tune in next week. This is like
Was that good cliffhanger?
That was
voice?
awesome.
That was good.
So, what's the minimum amount of time before, if you don't get something in by a certain time, it's like doesn't count for the next tournament?
Well, on
30 days.
average is 30 days. Most places it's
It'll
30
come
days.
out day 31.
Things like
out at the
FAQs
latest
and stuff
possible
like that, ITC has allowed those in less than 30 days, but a full codex, you're usually looking at 30 days. So, yeah, if Forge World comes out 2 weeks out and they come out with their updated codex, but things like Malefic Lords, which are so prominent, right? There's all kinds of armor out there from Forge World. It's so prominent out there in the meta. Man, fascinating stuff. All right, let's keep trucking. Anyway, Aaron Hayden, great work. #6 West Coast. Coming in 5th place, man, I've said this name all season. I feel like he's just been in the top 5 all season. Adrian Genard, still playing his Sisters of Battle. He's in 1st place still with the Sisters. I doubt he's going to get pushed out of that position.
Didn't he win his fight this weekend?
You talking about UFC?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think Adrian's a UFC fighter. Nice
He's
guy.
a French guy.
UFC fighter. Oh, was that GSP, right?
St. Pierre.
He came
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I'm a little bit mixed up.
pathetic. Anyway, Adrian is 1st place sister player. He's playing with #Wrecked. That's the name of his team. #REKT Wrecked. So, man, good job, Adrian. Well done. Well done.
With sisters.
With sisters.
I've never even played against sisters.
I don't know.
I need to get out more.
But I tell you what, he's been playing them all year out of the index without a codex. Unlike some of the other guys, it's all he's played. He must know that army like the back of his hand. He knows everything he can do with it. And just great work. Good job, Adrian.
So, like I said, I've never played against sisters. So, if any of you guys out there
Here it comes.
got sisters that I can play with, hit me up.
Every time we bring up this. Anyway, coming in 4th place, Sean Morgan. Good job, Sean Morgan. So Sean is a Eldar Ynnari type of guy. He's not currently listed in one of the top 3 in those, but here he is, #4 in the West and 17th in the entire ITC global worldwide listings, and he plays for Team Zero Comp. So Sean, he's been up and down. We've seen him over the course of years. We've seen a lot of these guys over the course of the year. It just goes to show you sometimes at the very beginning we have people come out early. They're in like the top 10 and stuff like that at the very beginning.
Come out
because
strong.
They went to a bunch of little things and then they slowly drop down the list.
This is a year-long season.
It is. It is a full season.
So what's his overall score?
His overall score is 560. So that's a pretty big
560.
jump from Mike Snyder, who was at #10 with 492.
So at 560, I would give him a ranking. He's probably like captain level.
Captain.
Yeah.
Are we talking Army rankings or are we talking Navy rankings?
There's Captain Morgan, that's all.
Jimmy. Which would be Navy, which is equal to a brigadier general in there. All right, moving forward.
I just wanted to say Captain Morgan.
I know you did. I know. You're trying hard.
I haven't had a drink since February, by the way.
Well done, Captain. I salute you. All right, coming in 3rd place, Mitchell Pelham. Mitchell Pelham and he's a 13th overall, third place here in the West, and number one Space Wolf player in the entire ITC. But here's something interesting.
Yeah.
So, in the last couple tournaments, he's listed with Astra Militarum.
Is he bringing both?
Well, IG Astra Militarum has been really strong. I don't even know if you know this or not, Dave.
In the right hands, yes, it is.
But it's considered,
In the
one
wrong
of the
hands, no,
strongest
it's not.
factions out there. And, Space Wolves are falling kind of behind the curve, right? They were pretty good when everyone was on index level, but now with all the other codexes that are dropping, I think he might have swapped over here. He might be working IG for the rest of the season.
Here's a thought. Now, you may recall at the BAO, not this year, but last year's BAO, I took Astra Militarum and I allied with Space Wolves.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Because that is, to me, the number one weakness of Astra Militarum is get in your face and thump you. And for my money,
That's
some of
the
the
time.
best, still today,
No.
I like them.
Dude, you can
just
drop
like Space
Celestine in there for half the
Well, you're
price.
being very,
Just
very
get-
specific. I'm talking generalities.
Generalities.
You could always find. I mean, there's always one gem, but I'm just saying generalities.
Just saying.
For Garage Hammer, Space Wolves are still pretty thumpy.
Yeah, they're not bad. Drop pods are a little bit expensive. They've increased the price of those drop pods. They made it very difficult. I mean, when's the last time you saw drop pods on the table? Were there any down at Autos when we went? I don't
No.
remember seeing any drop pods.
No, I just see them. I don't even think in Garage Hammer, Chris isn't even using them anymore.
No one uses them anymore. It's Rhinos, maybe a Flyer for transport, maybe even a Land Raider, but I don't know the last time I saw a drop pod.
I could see some strategy though if you analyze all the missions and you look at the different secondaries.
Right.
And you want to really think about, I'm going to drop a drop pod in this corner, in that corner. I'm going to have line breaker. I'm going to have every corner.
That's true. With the new ITC
What?
missions, they might have some kind of viability there.
Because they're still a pain in the butt to get rid of. And you're shooting at something it's hard to prioritize something that's not hurting you.
That is correct. So you drop them down, you put a squad down there that's tough, that maybe gets in some ruins, some scouts with a +1 cover save, all that kind of good stuff coming out of the drop pod. And now you've got a hard to remove back line thing that might be getting the table
points
quarter
every
points,
round.
right? All that kind of good stuff. All right.
See? Like a steel trap.
Like a steel trap, but it's just so
Like a
hard to
steel
remove.
claw trap catches Space Wolves.
Hey, did you know that if you don't move your tanks, they can fire the main gun twice?
Well, did you know that if you only move them half their distance or less, they can fire twice?
All right. Coming in second. Anyway, good job, Mitchell. Keep up the good work. Coming in second place is Mr. BCP himself, Paul McKelvey. Paul McKelvey, still first place Tau, 10th place in the ITC. But man, he is just doing some work out there with the left Coast Corsairs. Excuse me, that one I had a hard time getting out. I should point out, by the way, that Mitchell plays with the Mugu Legion. And as we know, Dave, there's some tough cookies up there in that Seattle-Tacoma
Oh,
area.
our number 3 man?
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah. Mugu, strong Mugu.
But Paul, still working with Tau, I believe. He's the number 1 Tau player. But he was much higher in the ITC rankings earlier on, but he has had some fights. I mean, Tau is losing a little bit of strength in its codex as it goes along. It could really use a codex drop instead of the index, Dave. But let's see. And then first place overall, the gentleman general himself, Brandon Grant. Man, Brandon finally pushed all the way up into first place in the West Coast, Dave. 8th place overall in the entire ITC. Just fantastic work, Brandon. Second best IG player and playing with Team Relentless D. Dave, that is 3 Relentless Ds in the top 10. Man, I tell you, if you're in that SoCal area and you want to tune yourself to the sharpest edge you want to get there, Relentless D is a good team join.
So that's what I was noting down here. So we got 3 players in our top 10
Right.
in the West. 3 of them are from Relentless D.
That's correct.
How many are from the Mafia?
Just one.
Just one. How many? One from Mugu?
One for Mugu.
Double Dutch,
One.
Left Coast.
One.
Well, then that would leave 3 more from where else?
Team Zero Comp, just one. Denver Mountain Trolls, just one. And that's it. That's top 10.
Is that everybody?
That's everybody. Oh, Wrecked.
Wrecked.
Team Wrecked
Okay.
with Adrian Gennard, R-E-K-T.
All right. I mean, we recognize all the names.
Yes.
And maybe Wrecked is a new name to Wrecked.
No, Wrecked has been around. We've said it before. Denver Mountain
Or the
Trolls,
Trolls.
might not be a
That's the
strong one
infiltrator.
out there, but yeah.
He's got infiltrate.
Yes, yes.
He just stayed. What number is he?
Oh, that was Matt Evans, who's currently 7th right now.
Well, that's fascinating. 3 from Relentless D.
That's correct.
Very nice. Very
Anyway,
nice.
congratulations to all our top 10 players. I can't wait to see where things are settling out as time goes by. We're definitely going to keep track of those things. We're going to try to get ourselves an interview with one of those guys coming up here pretty soon for you. Hopefully for our next episode, we can do a little Skype action or something like that and record it and work it in. And let's see where these guys end up at the LVO, Dave. I think it's going to be exciting.
And that's what we're going to be focusing on for the remainder of the season
That's correct.
in our program.
Yes.
Is we are going to look every show. We're going to look at what's the changing in the top 10 as we lead up to the LVO.
That's correct. And I think we will also probably talk about, because I think if we watch that top 10, Dave, we're going to see a good glimpse of the overall meta of 40K. We'll see armies changing. We're really going to focus on what armies are posting up in the Best Coast Pairings app between now and the LVO. We'll be talking about their armies specifically, those top 10 guys, and we're going to stay on it. And as those 10 change and they move around, we'll keep everybody updated. And hopefully we'll have a nice picture board running behind us for the top 10 so that as we name them off, you can know who they are. So if you're across from them at a gaming table, you can either poop yourself and run away,
Like, I know that dude.
or think to yourself, this might be my one chance at victory.
Bring him down.
Bring them down.
Shake him down.
Bring them down. Isn't that an order?
Yes, it is. I still give orders.
Still give orders.
Speaking of orders.
Anyway, let's
you're
go
out
forward.
of
Let's
order.
talk about our upcoming events in the ITC West, Dave.
So that's it for the show. We're going to go over what's coming up, and then we're going to wrap it up and be out of here. And we'll be back in 2 weeks.
That's right.
So, coming again, today is November 7th.
Thanks, Dan.
Coming up this Saturday, November 11th, we have the Warhammer 40K Feast Giving Tournament at the Game Empire in Pasadena, California.
There'll be some Relentless D down there at that one, I assure you. So if you want your chance to take on some of these top contenders, that's where you need to be.
Say, I know that, dude.
Spicoli.
Then also on Saturday the 11th, we have the Warhammer 40K 2,000 point ITC tournament at Green Tower Games in Santa Clarita, California.
Beautiful Santa Clarita. One of my favorite
Very
places.
Also on the 11th, Terra Crux Warhammer 40K Veterans Day ITC event at Terra Crux Games in Tacoma, Washington.
You know what? Terra Crux. So we talked about them for, I think, the first time last time, and here they are already having another tournament. Go get them, Terra Crux.
Tear it up at Terra Crux.
Bam! You know what I was thinking, Dave? So all of a sudden I had this thought. Santa Clarita, right? I know you're going to say your vampire joke, but that's where Magic Mountain is, correct?
We'll have to check.
I'm pretty sure it is. Anyway, in the winter, Magic Mountain kind of shuts down, I think, during the week.
Yeah.
I wonder if they got like a convention center. What a cool spot that would be to have like a convention on Friday and like the top 5 get free tickets into Magic Mountain.
And we could go over, if Magic Mountain's closed down, we could pull up all sad and pretend like we're in the original Vacation.
We're not going to pull a gun on the security guys, though, are we?
That's not a real gun.
It's
That's a
not
BB gun.
Yeah, that still get you shot. All right,
That's a
what else
BB
we
gun.
got, Dave?
All right. Also on the 11th, TGG Warhammer 40K ITC November tournament. TGG is Tucson Games and Gadgets.
Oh,
In
nice.
Tucson, Arizona.
Beautiful Tucson.
I think we might have mentioned these guys one time, but if not, it's still a cool name.
I don't think so. That sounds
Tucson
new to me.
Go Gadget. Games and Gadgets. All right. Then we're going to the next weekend, November 18th. Addie's Games 2,000 point monthly ITC.
So that's the one down there in San Diego.
Beautiful San Diego.
Beautiful San Diego that has, I think, a brewery either in it or next door. So that can't be a bad option. So I think you guys should hit it up. And they'll probably be getting ready to have their LVO primer like they did last year as well.
Get yourself primed at Addie's Games. All right. Also on Saturday the 18th, Food Hammer 40K 2,000 point ITC at Game Wizard and Blue Sky Hobbies in Bremerton, Washington.
So I assume that's a fundraiser. Here at the show, we always love people doing fundraisers. So if you have any cans, stuff like that to donate, and you're in the area, it doesn't matter if you're playing or not. If you've been to that store, take some food down there, donate it. Let her do something nice in the holidays.
And don't just give them a can of 3-year-old beets or 4-year-old pumpkin pie filling. Give them something good.
First of all, beets are good. Anyway, go ahead.
All right, beets are good. All right.
I love beets. It's so
All right.
earthy.
Julius, or whatever. What was his name?
Caesar?
Jules? No.
Jules Verne?
You said it like,
Oh,
pork chops are good.
bacon's
Ham's
good.
That'd have to be one charming MF and Pig. That was
yeah.
Pulp Fiction.
That was Pulp Fiction.
Okay. Also on the 18th, Conflict at Firebase Charlie 5. You know what? I think these guys are going to be fighting all year. This is at the Game Castle in Santa Clara, California. Number 5.
Yeah, right up there in the BAO zone, just down the street. So if you're in the area, get out there and give some support. John Fearhelm.
All right. And then we've got a couple of things that are going on Saturday and Sunday, the 18th and 19th. Starting with the November Blackfire 40K tournament at Blackfire Games in Pleasant Grove, Utah. You know who I think is going to be there for that one?
Thomas Hector Yoki.
Or that troll, that Colorado
Evans?
troll.
I don't know if he's going all the way over there, but maybe.
Colorado trolling. Then also that weekend, Saturday and Sunday, the Unbound GT at Games U in Gilbert, Arizona. I don't know that we've mentioned
What?
Games U.
Is that an
GT.
actual place?
It's called Games U.
In Gilbert. I know we have not said Gilbert before. Oh, like, dude, Arizona's got a ton of games considering their population and everything.
It might be the season.
Yeah.
They needed to get through the summer when it's dang hot.
Yeah.
It's probably, cooled off quite a bit down in the 90s now.
Gilbert, Arizona.
Man,
Get on
this-
out and support Games U.
Hey, this one's interesting.
What's that, Dave?
Saturday and Sunday, 18th and 19th, Hobbytown Smackdown at Hobbytown, USA in Fresno, California.
Bring it.
I shoot twice if I only move half my distance.
So, Dave, is that our last one?
Oh,
got
well,
one more.
let's
Do
do
the
the
last
last one here. There's one going on just that Sunday. It's the November Warhammer 40K ITC tournament at Gamers Haven in Colton, California.
Colton, California. So, I had this idea. You know how I took all infantry last time?
Yeah.
So, I was thinking about doing, the Fetid Blight drone,
Oh, I
which
hate
you
those
love,
so much.
right? So, I have this idea where I want to do 6 Fetid Blight drones. And so, you can put, instead of using the spitters, you can put the blight launchers on them, heavy blight launchers. So they fire 6 of those grenade shots with a range of 36 inches, strength 6. They do, D3 damage each. So 6 shots, strength 6, D3 damage, -2 on saves. And so then I put them next to the guy and re-rolling all wounds. I think this is this big old mobile boom shooting platform, right? Shooting all these things out. And they're all monster screechers, so they're fairly tough. Use a little bubble wrap on them. I'm thinking I might try that at Hobbytown USA. I don't know if I
You
have
just
time.
told
though.
everybody.
It's okay. You know what else is a great?
You have two of those drones, correct?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Is there something I don't know about?
Not yet, but I'd have to pick up like 4 more. It's just a thought. My other idea is, that other one I love, that the guy with like the toxic flamethrower. I can't remember what he's called right
Are
now.
those guys you were putting up in the front against me?
Yeah.
I didn't like those either.
Weren't they great?
They were characters. You got them up front and can't shoot them.
Dude, so
Too much stuff.
I'm thinking like those guys do so much damage. I mean, they can wreck crap. But 2 of those in a rhino. So I have 2 rhinos with 2 of those in each one, and then a squad of like 7 plague marines, and they're just there to block and absorb shots and everything. Run those things as fast as I can up the table, and whatever they get to and zap 2 of those guys together could probably wipe out. Because if you get enough shots, like let's say you do 5 shots between the 2, maybe 7 shots between the 2, and then each one is doing 3 wounds.
Last time I did 7
wreck.
shots. Whoo! Probably LVO.
Oh,
Sorry.
That was rough.
So I had an idea. This is not going to happen, but I almost ordered it last night because
What's
I'm
that,
I'm
Dave?
frustrated. I was looking through my codex and I'm like, dang, I didn't even know they could do that.
What?
I'm going to order, I think it's called a Shadow Lord.
Oh, the giant tank?
Yeah.
The one.
There's two different ones.
Yes.
But this one can hold 40 infantry. 40. And half of them can shoot
Now,
from inside the tank.
what's the one that has the Vulcan cannon on it? Because that one wrecks
This one's
face,
got
dude.
like 20 shots in its cannon. I don't know. I have to look them up. Then I went over to Games Workshop and I couldn't convert pounds to dollars, so I went to Sling.
Pounds, dollars, millionaires.
But I'm like, I might want a big giant super tank one of these days.
Sounds kind of cool. Yeah, I think everyone who played IG down in Bakersfield had a super tank,
Except for me.
and I played against them all.
I had 6. I was like mini tanks.
Yeah.
They were like mini trucks. Everybody else has got these. It's Bakersfield. It's like everybody's got a F550, and I'm
Monster
rolling
truck,
up in my
super tank.
Nissan. What was the other thing I wanted? Oh, I've ordered. So I'd asked you about it. The Rough Riders.
Oh, you ordered the Rough Riders?
There's no such. Well, the only Rough Riders you could buy out there that are called Rough Riders.
Did you get the camel ones or the Talon?
I mean, there are no camels, but I ordered. It's a box of some light Arab infantry.
Oh, okay.
They're a little bit too light. They're kind of weedy. But after I got those, T-Bone doing all the work back there.
Super Troy.
He has a bunch of cavalry horses left over from Warhammer Fantasy days.
Old school, yes.
So, and then I ordered some new heads
Uh-huh.
from, I forget who I ordered them from, but they've got like desert wraps.
Sure, yeah.
It's gonna look good.
Oh, man, if you could just find some camels. Oh, that'd be so awesome.
Speaking of camels,
40K camel cavalry.
I would walk a mile for a camel. Everybody, day 6. I've not smoked a cigarette for 6 days.
Mm-mm.
I have not drank alcohol since February.
Man, turning it around, Dave. What the heck? Who is this stranger? Anyway.
I'm to become a monk. Probably gonna take a vow of silence pretty soon, so you're gonna have to. I'll be like Dave and Silent Dave.
Well, we'll see in 2 weeks whether any of this still stands. Will Dave A not be drinking? Will Dave B not be smoking? Will Dave C still be talking? And which one of the Daves will win the Hobbytown SmackDown Fall Tournament, if any?
Tune in 2 weeks.
All right, everybody. This is Dave.
And Dave.
And together we are Twin Linked. Man, we'll see you guys soon. Take care.